begin.
It's October 21st, 2021. You know what that means. It is day 21 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 10. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Before I get started, I need you to click subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, share this video, and while you're doing all that, go over to the 13th Wolfman. I am the Ice Lord, the Carly 317, Dave Maggot, Tony has 9 fingers, Double Shot J, several others who are doing this this month. There's a plethora of us. I just like that word now. And just go over to their channels and do what I just asked you, because we're all having fun this year, and it's been fun this year. It really has. Despite me having really long work weeks, I'm still managing to stay up on this and be responding to everyone's comments as quickly as possible. So I'm trying to get there. I'm just trying to focus on trying to watch your guys' videos. And so responding to comments, maybe you may get them a month after this movie, after it all ends. So that's really all I have to say. Just go do that stuff and show some love to some other channels. I would deeply appreciate it. So today's movie is The Thing from Another World. I've already covered John Carpenter's The Thing, which I will, kind of heads up, I'm going to be covering again tomorrow, but I'm going to be covering it in a different way. So it's definitely going to be a revisit, but I'm going to be talking about it kind of very differently. So but this is where it all started. We got this one, The Thing from Another World. It's black and white from 1950. I can't what the actual year was. I had it written down. 1951. This is probably one of my favorite science fiction horror movies from this era, because I love the whole science fiction mixed with horror aspect. You got Predator, aliens, The Thing. I love just when they start mixing into kind of like space with horror, because it works really well. When you I love when science fiction is by itself, but when it mixed in with kind of given an element of like dread and like there's a creature running around, I love it. And I think I love this movie. I really do. You see aspects of it in the remake as well as one with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and it's like, and there is some stuff in this movie. It's like, how did not someone die making this movie? I'll get to that in a second. But essentially, it covers like a journalist goes to the Antarctic with this U.S. Army base because they heard a plane went down, and then it turns out to be much more. It's an alien aircraft, and so they take it back to their base to study it, and in doing so, they kind of let it loose. Pretty simple, but simple. But what I like about this is that the creature is not like the creature in the other movies, in the ones that come after, where the other ones are a little bit more cellular based. Sorry. Like it's more like blood and flesh and cells and stuff like that, where it can shapeshift, and where this one is a little bit more like a plant. Because they have a greenhouse there that kind of it's more organic, like nature based. So it gives it a very different, distinct feel to the other people in the thing, and he's bigger than everybody. I think his name is like Arness, I do believe. James Arness, yes, who plays the creature, as the Thing. Sorry, and so it's just like I love black and white movies. So it's like, this is definitely not gonna be for everybody, but the people who like older horror movies, this is definitely for you. There's one scene in particular I want to talk about. Is where they're like in their bunk area where they're all or the beds are at and everything, and the lights go out. That's a really cool shot. And then like he kicks the door open, the Thing does, and all of a sudden they just immediately let's burn him. And so they throw this bucket of gasoline on him, or kerosene or something like that, and he immediately goes up, and then all of a sudden, like, he just keeps lumbering forward, and they keep throwing more buckets of gas on this, and he just keeps going up and up, and it's like, I'm surprised they don't burn the compound down after this. So what this movie stands out above the John Carpenter one is that it has a female presence on there. That's where I think that's where Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character kind of comes from the remake, and kind of give it a little bit more of a female perspective on everything, and so it's like it's just not a bunch of guys, which I really like that aspect of the John Carpenter's version. It's just the male attitude through that entire movie, where Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's like a strong female in that movie. So it's like, but that doesn't really come into play in this movie, I don't think. To me, she's just kind of just there, you know. But she, I think, I'm surprised like she doesn't get killed because she's using this mattress as protection, and the monster slashes at it and tears a big hole in it. But all of a sudden, you see this one guy in the background throw another bucket of gasoline, and whoever was holding that mattress, I don't know if it was her or a stuntman, but it sets the mattress on fire, and I'm like, and then it cuts away, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they had to stop there, you know, because it looked like someone could have gotten seriously injured with that. And then they cut away with, and they come back to like the aftermath of it all with the creature busting through a window and out into the snow, and to get away from everybody from this from this moment. And you see her just kind of drop the mattress and everything, and it's like, I have a feeling that whatever went down in that scene was not exactly planned that way. So I just love the equipment in this movie. Like, I love 50s science fiction movies because I love the look of the equipment in this movie. It's so scientifically, I don't know how accurate it is, but I just love like all the the control panel with the giant picture on it and the knobs all the way around it, and it's just like, I just love the look of that stuff, and that's what you get from here. Everything, and then you get that final speech at the movie. It's like, watch the skies and everything. I'm like, oh, I like that speech, I really do. And so that's really all I have to say about The Thing from Another World. It's I like this movie quite a bit. I haven't watched it in like a long time, a very long time, but it always stands out to me. I always remember. It's one of those movies that I have it locked away in the back in my head. But once I need to think about it, like, everything just rolls through. It's like, oh, I know that scene, I know that scene, I know that scene. It's just packed away back there. So that's really all I have to say about this movie. I definitely say you check it out, even if you're not really big into horror movies and stuff like that. But this one I think you should watch just because it's an essential movie to watch, because then you can watch the John Carpenter's one to kind of see, like, that's how you do remakes. This is exactly how you do a remake or reboot or whatever, is you completely change the style of the essence of the movie, but still have the same, like same respect of the thing that came before it. So that's really all I have to say. I'm going to get in my rating scale real quick. 1 being run-of-the-mill horror, 2 best watched with group, 3 more than average, but doesn't move the horror genre forward, 4 helps move the horror genre forward, and 5 being a horror classic. The Thing is technically sci-fi and horror, but its horror elements, I give it a 5. It's definitely a horror classic just because of like that shot. Well, I keep talking about with the fire and everything, and then in the last part of the movie where they finally have the big major showdown with it, and they have finally, like, this is how we're going to kill the monster and everything. And it's like, oh, this is just fantastic. I just like it. And it's like, should we, like, do you want me to turn it off? And then it's like, no, I don't want nothing left of it. I'm like, that, I love that aspect of it. And it's just like, oh, so awesome. So that's horror element to me. It's like, do not let the monster live, you know. It's like, let's burn the thing to ashes. So that's all I have to say. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and all I can really say is thank you.